92.3 FM.
Namaskar, Veria. I'm Vijay Lakshmi back with another fabulous edition of Real Estate Roundup, your weekly window into what to expect in the Bay Area real estate market. And giving you that exclusive look is none other than Nagraj Anaya, founder of nagrajhomes.com and your trusted Bay Area tech realtor. So join us in this conversation as we get caught up on what's hot, what's trending. Are you wanting to venture in as a buyer, as a seller, investor into real estate? You're looking for some advice and inspiration. Nagraj Anaya can give that to you. He has his pulse on the market and he can guide you with his experience and expertise in it. So if you're looking to share your questions, your observations, your experiences, we are live, coming to you live on Bolly 92.3 FM, and we are also live on YouTube. Yes, folks, we're live on Nagraj Anaya's YouTube channel. You can also watch us there and put your comments in the comment section. But on Bolly 92.3 FM studio lines, the number is 408-912-5038. That number, 408-912-5038. So keep those questions coming in, and we look forward to talking to you. Happy Sunday, Nagraj.
Happy Sunday, Vijay Lakshmi, and all the listeners out there. I think hope you guys are having a Memorial Day week and wishing all our real heroes who made a contributions to our country.
Yes.
Right? I think saluting them. And if you have any questions on the real estate, do please call us. We are live today on Bolly 92.3 and we are live on YouTube also.
So take your pick. You can, call us anywhere. I mean, the studio line is the same. It's 408-912-5038. And on YouTube, you can put your comments in the comment section. Go on to the live section to watch us, streaming this live interview as well. So Nagraj, a new study by Smart Asset just came out, and it said that 4 of the 5 wealthiest counties in the country are right here in the Bay Area. And of course, that's not a big breaking news, but still, for what it's worth, it's San Mateo, Santa Clara, San Francisco, and Marin County are the 4 wealthiest counties. And to use a county's overall wealth index in its rankings, they've measured 3 factors: median income, investment income, and median home value. So that is, the Bay Area and the news this week. So wanted to share that.
It's not surprising, right?
Yeah.
See, we are hearing about let me rewind from last 6 months or 1 year, right? What's happening? As we talk also, there are layoffs happening in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Right? Every week there are layoffs happening. It's like 150, I think up to close to 200K layoffs had been there. Companies like Microsoft, companies like Google, everybody is saying that no salary hikes this year. But companies like NVIDIA,
yes,
let's see, it's almost 25% or 30% stocks have gone up. This week, especially, all the stock market started doing good, right? So NVIDIA is approaching close to $1 trillion. Some companies wants a cheap labor. Some companies are doing really good, right? Especially the AI boom, correct? The companies, all the AI related and the startup. Last week also I discussed how out of 1,000 people, 60% are starting their own startups who has been laid off.
Yeah.
Everybody tries to get an alternative career. It is not like you're laid off, you're done. Try to find an alternative career.
Yeah.
And it's always, I kept on saying that in the Bay Area, it's not always about a single income. It's always about 2 incomes, which always contribute to the wealth of the Bay Area. If you look at from past 50 to 60 years, the companies keeps coming and going. The companies which innovates, right? That is what is staying in this Bay Area. But I was reading somewhere the article, the one company when started, it was hiring more than 100K in 1970s or 1980s. Right? So now you see that Apple, NVIDIA, Qualcomm, so many companies out there, still which is doing good.
Yeah.
That's
Correct.
what it is contributing to the Bay Area wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So people needs a house, but less homes in the inventory,
Mm-hmm.
which is all changing it. There are
Yeah.
not enough homes. I was discussing with the same thing on the escrow company a couple of days back. Nagaraj, we should have been a busy this time,
Hmm.
but not that case because there is not enough inventory in the market. A lot of people who was locked in for this is once in a lifetime opportunities. The 2 years back where the interest rates have gone to 2.5%.
Yeah.
I see
Mm-hmm.
that some people even got 1.75 or 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a free income, right? Or it's a
Yes.
money for them. They have logged in for the free money. Why they want to sell their house?
Mm-hmm.
That is
Yeah.
where it is contributing. Not enough homes comes into the inventory. There's one set, there's not enough inventory, and there's one set like people are waiting to buy. I'm not telling all
Mm-hmm.
the homes are getting sold, but if you list at the right price and the right time and right way, house
Yeah.
gets sold in the Bay Area.
Right. Right. So yeah, very true.
Folks,
Very
if you have
true.
any questions and you
Yeah.
don't agree, and if you have something to share, I know it's like during a long weekend, not many people on the road, but if you guys are listening or like you listen or on the YouTube later, do please give us comments, leave it your what do you think in your comment sections.
Yeah.
Give us a call now. We are live. We can discuss,
Absolutely.
and I would like to hear what about your views on this. And if
Mm-hmm.
somebody's shopping now or like somebody wants to buy the house, to call.
Yeah.
I think if you have any thing to share, do please do share. And what
Yes.
do you think about what's happening in the, what is your views on that?
Yeah, we'd love to know your views, your experience, your observation of the market. Give us a call right now, 408-912-5038. 408-912-5038. And whether you're buying or selling a home, whether you want to invest in it, Nagraj Anaya can help you through it all. He loves to help people find the home of their dreams. And so if whether you're a first-time home buyer or an empty nester looking to downsize, he has the experience you need to find a home in Silicon Valley. And talking about that, Nagraj, last week you were just about to go into an open house
Yeah.
last Sunday. So tell us how that went, and
Thank
did
you
that
so much
sell?
for the listeners who heard and came to the. I think there was 5 to 10 people who turned out from the radio
Oh, really?
who
Oh,
heard about it,
nice.
and
Hmm.
thanks for joining in there. So it was really went well. See, the house is already sold.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
we ended up.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So we ended up getting more than a few offers for that house. Okay. So it's finally the cash buyer walked away with the deal, right? Like it is like see, always if you're a first time, I just want to share how the
Yeah.
buyers things when they're putting an offer, right? Like
Yes.
if you're a first time home buyer, right, you are always worried about 10-20,000 putting higher. Okay. But every time you lose out the deal, the 10-20,000, correct, next time when you come, you will be paying another 50,000 or 60,000 more.
Mm.
And even the
Okay.
interest rate, people, for example, who lost out in last 2 months, right? They would
Yeah.
have locked in around 5.25, 5.125. But right now, the interest rates, most of the lenders are around 6.125, 6% for the 10-year arm or five.
Mm-hmm.
I think 10-year arm, 30-year loan. That's what I'm seeing around. But there are
Yeah.
some lenders who are still doing a 5.5. But
Okay.
buyer's perspective, even if you are close to the deal, I would suggest try with 10 to 20,000 more so that you will not miss out that opportunity because there are not enough homes around.
Mm-hmm.
As I keep repeating,
Inventory is
yeah,
less, right?
as I keep
Mm-hmm.
repeating, like always some homes, like for example, you lose out to next to buy that other same kind of home is difficult in the Bay Area.
Mm. So this home, how did it sell? How much over the asking?
It's
And
quite above the list price. Okay.
mm-hmm.
And to be frank, like that house is the highest price to be sold in that neighborhood.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Okay.
There was
Uh-huh.
not, this was the highest offer in that neighborhood itself.
And all cash.
Yeah, all cash. Okay. See, because first time home buyers, what's happening is like they're competing with the cash buyers too.
Mm-hmm.
It is not only they are the only buyers. You need to think about for every house in the same neighborhood, like 20 to 25 buyers come around, right? Like so you are like there's not 25 homes, right? Only one home you get sold, but there are still 25 buyers who has not found a home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even 1.85, 1.9 million is not kind of a less price, right? You think
Right.
about, hey, I'm qualified for 1.92 million, correct? But as a seller's point of view, what they look is it like, are they well qualified? Okay, if you're putting a concern as a buyer, if you're putting in a concern saying that no, the appraisal doesn't come out, if appraisal comes out, see, for the seller it doesn't matter. For them, the seller
Mm-hmm.
is like wants to sell the house, that's what
Yeah.
it takes. But when he's choosing the 2 3 buyers in there and he wants to pick one buyer, right, like he will say that the buyer can fulfill the deal, right? Or like once
Mm.
he goes into the contract, he can't, he'll see that he
Yeah.
fulfill
And
the
who
deal.
is able to
But
commit?
as a buyer, you're putting in a concern upfront. The seller thinks, should I take, once I pick the offer, why I should be in worry, right? Like that's what
Mm-hmm.
you'll be looking for.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
I know the Bay Area, the prices are tough, or like it's very difficult for your offer to get accepted. But
Mm-hmm.
look at the competition around.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And as I told you early in the call, there are some people who's looking, there are some companies who want a cheap labor or like who doesn't want to give a salary hike. But there are few companies still, they're doing it good.
Yeah. They don't mind paying that money
Yeah.
or what,
Look at the stock
getting the
market,
right people.
how
Mm-hmm.
it done from the last 1 week, right? There are a few companies which is already 25% is doing it good.
Yeah.
And there's
Mm-hmm.
still a lot of buyers around there.
Yeah.
As I told you also earlier, like, see, in the Bay Area, it's always not about the regular salary income, right?
Mm-hmm.
The base salary is what is bringing in the change. It is all about the RSUs. It's all about your stock market. That's where the additional cash brings in.
Right. Uh-huh. Yeah. So again, folks, if this is resonating with you, give us a call. We'd love to know if you have your thoughts on this or you'd like to ask a question related to home buying in this current scenario. And of course, your starting point for all real estate initiatives or journey is nagrajhomes.com. That's NAGARAJ homes.com. And of course, we're right here. Nagraj Anaya is right here to answer any questions that are on your mind. So give us a call 408-912-5038, 408-912-5038, and also simulcasting on YouTube live right now on Nagraj Anaya's YouTube channel. So whichever is conducive to you, give us a call, send us a message, and we'd love to know what's on your mind real estate wise. So great, segue into that.
I
One of
think
the
one time,
thoughts,
I think we need to deep dive into the
yeah.
uh, what are the biggest mistakes of the H1B people also.
Mm-hmm.
Like I
Mm-hmm.
think we discussed this one in sometime in the detail. What
Yeah.
are the biggest mistakes the H1B folks does, right?
Okay. Uh-huh.
I think we need to discuss this in detail. For
Yeah.
example, they are stuck for not much salary hike in one company, and they think
Yes.
uh, basically they want to stay for the long time, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and their H1B folks also, most of them are they're worried: is it a right time to buy, or as like for example to upgrade? Okay, there
Mm-hmm.
are a lot of things goes around, especially on the H1B folks, right? I think let's discuss in this detail about the H1B related or the challenges they come across. I
Yeah.
that would be a great thing to discuss one time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's set it up. We can do it next time. But right
Yeah.
now, since you're talking about the open house and other things, I wanted a question came to mind. What are some of the costs that homeowners can negotiate at some point?
Homeowners means it's a buyers, right? Like
Yeah,
if you see,
buyer, sorry. Yeah.
always there is a set of fees defined in the counties wise or the
Mm,
city. For example, Santa Clara, right? The Santa Clara wise, like the closing costs, some of the like lenders, owners title insurance policy and county fees, right?
mm.
Escrow fees are all paid by the seller.
Seller. Okay.
Okay, there are
Uh-huh.
set of fees already says, for example, Alameda County, what are the buyers can take, what are the sellers can take it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That fees are already predefined.
Mm.
That you can't negotiate.
And
Okay,
those are paid by the sell. Yeah. Okay. So
it
depend.
decided based on the counties. Like for example,
Uh-huh.
Santa Clara, I told you, escrow fees, county fees, and the lender owner's title insurance policy. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
as a buyer, you need to be looking for a or lender's title insurance policy, right? So I think a lot of people forget about the closing cost includes two components. Okay,
Yeah.
components is like preset of fees, right?
Mm.
And other set of the fees includes the basically insurance, home insurance. You need to be paying an insurance for an year. If you are, so if the community is an HOA owned, you need to be paying for a 2 or 3 months. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and you will be, for example, let's assume you close the home around June 15. Okay, from June 15 to June 31st, you need to be paying a prepaid interest fees.
Who has to pay?
Buyer. Okay.
Okay. Mm.
Okay, this needs to be paid from the buyer. So even
Mm.
the homeowner's insurance should needs to be paid from the buyer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as already told you, for an example, Santa Clara wise, what are the three fees? The seller pays already, right?
Yeah.
These are the three fees: is lender's title insurance fees, in the interest, prepaid interest,
Mm.
and even the homeowner's insurance. Okay, but there's one more called a home warranty fees.
Okay.
Home warranty fees is like, for example, it covers your all your appliances. It can be a washer, dryer, it can be your garage door, it can be in the garage door also. There are a couple of components it can just cover. Okay, it is only the remote, or it can cover the some parts of the garage. It's not
Mm.
the door alone it covers.
Mm. Mm.
And washer, dryer, refrigerator, all the appliances are covered. Okay, this is like during a negotiation when you put an offer, that is like basically you can negotiate how much the seller needs to pay. It might be a 600 or an $800 overall. And the property tax, one more thing is in a property tax, depending on when you are closing and depending on the lender, sometimes they ask you to pay upfront property tax. For example, if it's in a December, like they expect you to pay for the 6 months or a 2 months, depending on the lenders to lender.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
depending on the when the property taxes are due also, that you need to check with the lender. What is the property tax, like you do need to pay the property tax. Since we are talking about the property tax, let me talk in the detail about the property tax also,
Yeah.
right? For
Mm-hmm.
example, the home has been like, it's around 1 million. Let's assume the property as was appreciated for a 1 million, and that
Mm-hmm.
seller was paying for a 1 million. Okay, but your purchase price is in a 1.4.
Mm. Okay.
As a buyer, you will be paying a property taxes assuming for an 1 million. Okay, but the whatever the city calculates is like for an 1.4.
1.4.
that
Mm-hmm.
that difference value, right? Later the
Mm.
property taxes will be sent from the county, the
Mm.
difference. Don't think like for 400K you no need to pay the property tax. Later the county will be transferring, sending you after a 6 months or a 7 months, right?
Yeah.
Will be sending you out on it to pay for the property taxes for the difference. But first
Mm-hmm.
you will be starting with the 1 million value, what
Mm-hmm.
county, whatever the seller was paying it. The difference comes in later.
Mm. Okay.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is the closing, like basically that is what the, and coming back to your original question, this was a complete closing cost. In this one, couple of things you can negotiate is kind of an home warranty fees, and I think home warranty fees is like 600 to 900, how much over it may be. That's
Mm-hmm.
one thing. And the remaining thing is like pretty much standard. It is like basically it's already in the defined who pays what.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Remaining is expected to pay from your as a buyer. Okay,
I
so
see.
that you can't escape unless if the property has not sold for a long time. Then you can ask them like basically to seller to pay you a 10,000 or 15,000 towards a closing cost, so that you can use it.
I see.
It
Uh-huh.
all depends on the type of the property or
Uh-huh.
how long the property is in the market,
Yeah. Yeah.
and how flexible the seller is able, and how seller is like basically how comfortable he wants to give it, right?
Right. Right.
Sellers are like, if they're
Yeah,
okay.
that's very interesting. So, folks, if you want to find out if you're in that predicament and you want to find out what is payable by you as a buyer, and if something comes to mind, give us a call. The number in the studio is 408-912-5038. 408-912-5038 is the number, and of course, we'd love to know what you think and about this and other things as well. And in that same context, Nagraj, inspections. Does a buyer do it? Does a seller do it? How does that work? And is it absolutely essential?
It's very much needed. Okay, because you can't just based on aesthetic location, you can't make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be knowing what is inside the property, right? So that is why inspection is pretty much needed. Okay, and most of them try 90%, 95%, the seller will do it. Okay, only there's a 5% the seller says the buyers can do it. Okay, and they need to be paying for the fees. Okay, in the inspections there
But
are,
inspection is in the buyer's interest, right? To do and to see
yeah,
that things
because
are in
the reason
order.
the seller needs to do it is buyer can make a decision,
Mm-hmm.
right? If there
Okay.
are no reports, how can the seller buyer can make a decision, right? Because then there is no reports, the buyer basically tries to negotiate with the seller, give me a 5 days, 10 days for an inspection contingencies, right? So if the as a seller you don't want any contingencies to make, and the buyer can make a decision before putting an offer, reports needs to be there, the inspections report. Coming back to the reports, there are three kinds of an report. One is an inspection report, is like basically it's an home inspection report. Like
Mm-hmm.
it covers, like for example, it covers your plumbing. Are there any leaks in the house? That all will be covered. Correct. The second one is like electrical. Are there any electrical related issues? Are there any structural related issues? Okay, if the
Mm-hmm.
house has a lot of foundation issues, the inspector basically might tell you get an other opinion from the other structural engineers. Okay,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
because if it's houses 1940s 1950s, it's hit and miss. Sometimes you might end up having a foundation.
Mm.
Okay? If you have a foundation issues, it doesn't mean that you need to be get scared. You need to get in a quote, how much does it cost you to fix for it. That is
Right.
very, very important. Any houses you buy, they might be end up, you might be ending up with some issues with the foundation, but only thing is you need to check how much does it cost to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is very, very important. So coming back to my original thing, inspection.
Three types of
Three.
inspection.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
three kinds of an inspection. One is an inspection contingency. It is basically covers everything inside the house, leaks, electrical related, structural related. Okay, the second one is the roof inspection. Okay, how
Okay.
old is the roof? Are there any leaks inside the house? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and basically if something needs to be fixed. Okay, the roof related. That in that roof itself, the second in the roof itself, they'll cover the all the gutters and everything. The
Right.
third one is the termite. Okay,
Termite. Mm-hmm.
so sometimes just inspection and the termite might carry the duplicates of that, because if the inspector guy, if would have checked some basically some issues on the termites, he might have reported, and the termite guy also reported. Good thing about the termite, there are kind of section 1, section 2, section 3 termites. Section 1
Mm-hmm.
termites is what is pretty much needed to be fixed before you go in or after you move in. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
even in the termites, they might tell you like basically does the house needs an tent to for the fumigation, to remove the
Yeah.
fumigation related. Okay, all this needs to be given in the.
But wouldn't, at a very basic level, if the seller is doing the inspection, like, isn't there like more of a peace of mind for the buyer when he does his own inspection?
See,
Rather than rely on what this, he might sort of uh,
all these
kill
inspections are
yourself.
done by the third party. Okay, seller can't influence.
Okay.
And the inspectors should not be influenced. There are a certain section of codes which the inspection companies work independently.
Hmm.
Okay? Seller can't go and tell them to go remove this, go remove that. Okay,
Okay.
more of the things you cover in, okay, you will be in a seller would be in a trouble. I was
Mm-hmm.
talking, I was discussing yesterday also, like there was a thought in myself. You know about this homes, right? Like she was the first biotechnology company. Okay, she
Oh,
said,
yes. Elizabeth
right,
Holmes. Huh.
Elizabeth Holmes, she tried to hide the facts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she basically she evaluated a company for an $1 billion,
Yeah.
but you can see what's happening. But
Mm-hmm.
other company like Elon Musk, he says that self-driving cars are completely ready, but you know the status what is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can get away, but sometimes the people are.
Yeah.
That's what it happens. Never. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I wanted to tell you. When you're selling the house, don't hide the facts.
Mm.
Okay? Whatever is there, disclose it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know, you say don't know. Okay.
Right.
Hiding the facts in the future, it might hurt you. The buyers
Mm-hmm.
can come back if the facts has been hidden. That
Yeah.
is why during the selling of the house, always you rely on the third party companies to do the inspections,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm.
which is very,
Yeah.
very much important. And
Yes.
all these reports should be in detail. Okay, and the termite reports especially should capture you how much does it cost you fix all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If something related to the foundation, yeah,
Yeah.
get the foundation related inspection, get the cost to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
So that way
Yeah.
buyer who checks it he can make a decision for him.
Right.
Okay. If you have a lot of troubles in the reports, yeah, sometimes depending on the number of offers you get in, and the house is not selling from long time in the market, then the buyer can go with a buyer contingency. Okay. So where he can do one more additional checks. Okay.
Yeah.
So for example, I was discussing like today morning, I was showing one house to my client in Santa Clara. So in that one, the house is a foundation contingency. It's a, sorry, foundation issue. Okay. Foundation issue code to fix is 20,000.
Whoa.
So what we try to do is put in a contingency for that, so the buyers can get in a experts in that industry, like for example, structural engineers, or like it's in a some framework guys, right?
Yeah.
Like framing guys, right? They come and check and they give you their opinion. Okay, based on their opinion, the experts. Okay, then you can decide is really the house you need or not.
Wow, this is such great information, so valuable, so many nuances to home buying. And
Yeah.
thank you, Nagraj. We're almost at the end of time, but we're going to continue this conversation
Sure.
next Sunday, 12:30 to 1 p.m., only on Bolly 92.3 FM. And in the meantime, if you want to get in touch with Nagraj, it's 408-805-4653, or just log on to nagrajhomes.com, Nagaraj homes.com. On that note, this is Vijay Lakshmi. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful weekend. Namaskar.
Thank you so much.